What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Gran Turismo 3 Prize Car Only Challenge. And today we are on episode 26, I believe, which is kind of crazy to say. We've been doing this a long time. I think this is now the longest running episodic series I've ever done on this channel, which is just wild. The last thing I ever expected to say. But today we are going to be doing the Amateur League Turbo Cup, and then we'll see what we can get into after the fact. So last time out we did the Amateur League Front Wheel Drive Cup, our last front wheel drive challenge of the series with the Beetle Cup car. Good little send off for that car. So for the Turbo Cup we have a couple options. Have I built this car yet? I have, it appears. Oh, that's right, this is my rally car that I built to compete for the Escort. So we have a handful of different cars we can utilize for the Turbo Cup. We've got, obviously, this Evo we got a couple videos ago. We've got the Escort we can run. We can run the Evo 4. We've got the TT we can run, which I'm going to save that car. And, of course, we have the Nismo 400R, which is more than likely I'm going to use here. This car is already built. I've used this car quite a bit. We're going to give this car another run here. We put 139 miles on this car since we picked it up earlier on in the series. So let's get started. We're going to go ahead and head on over to the Turbo Cup. I believe... Yeah, okay. I thought I did the four-wheel drive. So we got Apricot Hill, Test Course, and Grand Valley. Alright. Apricot Hill has been a bit of a pain in the butt for me. So we're going to see how well this goes. So we got a Beetle RSI, an S4, I saw that. This should be a fun little battle here. Let's see what we can get up to. And we are racing. That Beetle RSI being in the Turbo Cup is something. So I know people are going to say, oh, you're just going to dominate this one. You're not actually going to have a challenge. Ugh. But at this point, I'm just trying to get through this game. We've done the majority of the challenging stuff. We've got enough cars to effectively beat the game at this point. There's still a handful of cars we need, but not quite ready to tackle those just yet. I'm going to save kind of those bigger events for the last, last couple episodes. Alright, coming around this right-hand sweeper here. Partial throttle, and dig into it on the way out. So the day I'm filming this, it has been 2 days since I actually went on track for the first time in my own car. I did do a minor autocross course in a GT3 RS a couple years ago. Or a little over a year ago now, actually. And finally was able to take my own personal car on track recently at an autocross event and push it to the limits, and that was a really fun time. If you guys want to see that, my main channel is linked in the featured channels here on this channel. I don't have it linked in the description, I don't think. Probably should. But yeah, if you guys want to see me rock around an autocross course for the first time in my real car, go check out my main channel. Yeah, this car is just absurdly fast, and probably one of my favorite driving cars I've had this playthrough. Not a whole lot of understeer, it oversteers just enough. It fits kind of how my driving style has evolved. When I did the GT2 Let's Play, my driving style was extremely understeer focused. I preferred it. I've kind of gotten to a point where I prefer a balance. A little bit of oversteer doesn't hurt as long as it's, able to be caught. And is functional, I guess. Not where it's sliding about and impossible to drive, but, sliding about and easy to drive is what I mean. And this car is just that. It's perfect. Woo, a little bit understeer there. Definitely not like the S4 in Gran Turismo 2. When I did that playthrough a while back. Alright, entering the final lap here. We're coming up to the top of the hill. Hard on the brakes, 4th gear. Into turn 1. Heading downhill into the chicane. 12-second gap between us and that second place Subaru. So come down into the hairpin here. Hard on the brakes. Oh, big slide. There we go. Probably been the best drive I've had around this track this entire playthrough. Just a couple corners to go. And that is a race win. All right. So I don't remember if I have a settings for a setup for this car for test course. Well, we're gonna try. We're gonna look. I'm pretty sure I do have a config setup for this car for test course that just widens out the gear ratio so it can be a little bit faster. Test course has a pretty, high necessity for a high top speed. So I'm pretty sure I have a config for this car. Let's take a look. Let's see. Guess not. Okay, well, we're gonna make one. So I'm gonna save this one first. I'm just gonna save it as 400R track. So that'll be our normal config. And then we'll save a second config with some wider gearing, because we want to have that gearing. Oh, not 4,000. I know you guys are probably ready to see me race. Sorry, guys. 400R test course. There we go. All right, now we got a config for test course. We got a config for normal tracks. So should be good to go now. We should be able to pretty much walk away with this one. So should be fun. All right, we got a Beetle RSI, got another STI Subaru, we got a R32 GTR, Super Legacy, and an MR2. 3 laps of this. It's going to be a decently long race. Reverse shifting with this kind of makes it sound like the DCT GTRs from the GTR concept cars transmission from GT Concept. I'm not really getting a benefit out of it, so I don't really know why I'm doing it, other than I just feel like it. It should take us well over 200 miles an hour here. Nearing the second straight. We are running away with this. Ah, little bump there. I hate these test course races. They bore me so much. I don't know why there's so many of them in this game, but it takes way too long. Almost 210 miles an hour in this thing. We're officially off the speedometer. Now the skilled art of keeping this thing planted at this high speed carefully. Alright, there's the start finish line. We're heading to lap 2. Pick up some speed again. Have we done the professional league version of this event? I can't remember. Pretty sure I did. Because I feel like I remember this race. Because I feel like cars were catching me on the straight here. I'm going to ride the bank a little bit. Very slight steering input. For some reason in this game, on this track, if you put too much input, you'll just start sliding everywhere. Holding this about 200 miles an hour. Back onto the back straight. Alright, going around turn 3 now, 208 miles an hour. This race is boring me to death, guys, I'm not gonna lie. I'm ready to get this one over with. Move on to the next thing. Because goodness, this race is boring. I will say the abundance of races on test course in this game are probably like the worst part of GT3. Because these races are so boring. You just sit there, your throttle pushed all the way down. It's like racing on Special Stage Route X in the newer games. So boring. Like, unless you're just doing drag runs and stuff with your friends, like, online. But, like, actually trying to race around that track is so lame. Because everything's got a Bugatti engine in it in GT7. Goodness gracious, this is so boring. I will say that out of all the oval, like the big, like crazy oval tracks in GT's history, including Route X, this is my favorite of the bunch. But man, it's still boring. I can't remember if this is in the Master Mod or not. I kind of want to go look at some point. Go look at the GT Master Mod and see if this is hiding around as one of the PS2 tracks that made its way up into Master Mod on GT5. I should point that out. Which is what my GT5 Let's Play has been based on. I'm sure y'all figure that out, but you know. Almost there. Almost there. And that is another race win. One of the most boring races in the game. You can't tell I'm like the one American who doesn't like NASCAR. Because just turning left and keeping your foot pinned isn't really interesting to me. I'm not going to say there's no talent in it, but I'm going to say that it just doesn't really spark much interest in my head. Alright, Grand Valley to close this, well, event out. We got plenty of time still left in the video. because we're only 15 minutes in. This one's gone by kind of quick in comparison to the front-wheel drive stuff last time out. All right, so pretty much the same grid as before. Yellow Subaru? Change the meme up a little bit. All right, 3 laps of Grand Valley. This one should be relatively painless. I just realized I'm still in my test course setup, which means I'll rock it down these straights, but probably would have much rather have my shorter gear ratios for this. I'm going to go back into bumper cam for this one. Oh boy. I'm going to drop it in the grass a little bit, the exit of turn 1, but, or I guess it's turn 2 really? I don't know. Ooh, went a little wide there. Okay. Into this hairpin. Power out of it. A little bit of a slide there, but that's kind of the rotation we want. I know to many, sliding the car like that a little bit seems counterintuitive, but sometimes it can help get the front end lined up perfectly. And trust me, I know it sounds counterintuitive because I thought the same thing the longest time. And then I started seeing it in action where cars would, you know, slide just a little bit. That's why a lot of drivers prefer oversteer over understeer in terms of their style, because that little bit of oversteer helps them straighten the car out better, you know, exiting a corner. You mostly see it in open wheel stuff. Let's see, that got me. All right. Oh, can't quite take that corner flat out. All right, on to the second lap here. As we head up towards, I guess this is turn 2? A little bit of rotation. Down into the hairpin. Into the first tunnel section. A lot of sliding there, but you know, that's kind of the perfect amount of control over it. All right, on to the Blue Bridge, the iconic landmark of Grand Valley Speedway that they butchered so horribly in GT7. They did this track so dirty. I know I've said that before, probably not only in this series, but during the GT4 German lock as well. But they really did this track dirty in the new games. In the new game, I should say. A lot better run through there that time, but still not what I wanted to see. Probably could have swung that one a little bit harder, but here's what it is. All right, final lap. Let's make this count. Nine-second gap to the RSI in second. All right, coming down the hill into the hairpin. Hard on the brakes. A little bit of rotation there. There we go. Into the first tunnel. On the brakes. Enter. Leave the second tunnel. There it is. Alright, onto the bridge one more time this race. And into the third tunnel. On the power. Into this S here. That was great. I liked that, how that went. Oh yeah, that was great. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Absolutely amazing lap to close that out. I can get down with that. That was fantastic. That was just what the doctor ordered for that lap. Alright, what's our final gap going to be to the Beetle here? I'm just genuinely curious. 13 seconds. Okay, so we kind of max Verstappen a little bit. To 132k credits, I think we're almost ready to start building some of these cars up for future events. By that I mean the Vits and the TT in particular. Our prize car is... Oh, sweet! The Mines Evo! I didn't mean to hit the button so fast. I've been curious where that car popped up. I couldn't remember. One that sucks. So I don't believe you can run the Mines Evo at the Evo events. If there's any for us left to do, I don't remember if I've cleared them out already, but I love seeing this car though because I adore this thing. It's one of my favorite cars in GT3. Back when I was a kid and I got this car, I drove the wheels off this thing. Like, oh, I loved this car. So maybe we'll mess around with that. Maybe we'll mess around with it. I do want to see though if I do have any Evo meeting stuff left, and if I do, if that Evo can get into it. So let's see, is there one here? There's not one here. This is something that I'm not looking forward to doing. Well, we need to for the Altezza. So I know we did the Amateur League, I believe. No, we haven't. Okay. But yeah, mine Evo can't compete, which sucks. Dang. Okay. Well, shoot. Let's see. Is there anything left in beginner for us to tackle other than the one makes? Try to do something else in this video. Just the TT, the Mercedes, the Altezza, the Vits, the Hondas. We can do the Hondas. This should be relatively short races. We can bring the NSX out for that. But at the same time, it's going to take a while. So, let's see. Might be time to build the TT. We'll go ahead and do that to close this out. We'll do a car build. So, right off the rip, I'm not going to go too crazy with it. So we're going to go ahead and do the biggest... Actually, hold on. I don't think I've done an oil change in this car yet. Probably should do that first. Alright, we're going to put some wheels on it. Let's see what we got from our boys at BBS. Gold LMs are not the move on this car. I think silver LMs will be the move on this car. BBS LMs are my favorite wheel of all time. Alright. Let's throw some power at it now. Okay, so this will get us up to 325 horsepower. Plenty of power off the get-go. Probably the most expensive part we'll install on this car, honestly. Right, we'll do the racing exhaust. And then the racing chip. Get it to right around 400 horsepower. See if there's anything on the cheap side that can... Okay, do that to break 400. Okay, now we're going to focus with some suspension work. Get some good brakes on it. I didn't realize .5 existed back then. I thought that was something that only just recently came out. Alright, and then for the tires, we're going to go with mediums. Just for simplicity's sake. And then a stage 1 lightweight. Save some credits for future stuff because we still have to build the Vits as well. So there we go. TT is ready to go for its debut in the next episode. So we're going to handle the TT Cup and all that fun stuff. This thing looks sick, though. I love this setup with the yellow. Do I have any other wheels? I have a handful of wheels. Okay. But it's mostly Oz rally wheels, these guys, and the TEs. What do we use the TEs on? I don't even remember what those white TEs are on. Is it my blue R32? Nope, it's the gold TEs. I don't remember. Regardless, though, we're in pretty good shape. The next thing I want to handle, too, is I want to get the NSX ready for the Type R stuff. But we're going to focus on the TT first, then we'll go from there. But I think for now, I'm going to wrap this video up. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give a like and subscribe for more Gran Turismo 3 fun coming soon. Still have a good bit of ways to go in this game. Going to be probably well into the 30 episode mark. And yeah, for now, guys, have a good day, and I'll see you guys later.